Okay, right, we're gonna start now. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a long time, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't filmed for a while. I've got a promotion at work, which is really cool, but it has been quite, not stressful, but a lot to like get settled into, and I've just been really tired when I get home. Just like my brain power is just overloaded, so I've just been crocheting, as you will soon see, and just sort of taking time for me to make sure that I'm okay. Which I think is really important. You've got to listen to your body and your mind, and yeah, just if you feel it, which I do today, it's time to go. So I'm not changing my channel, but I'm sort of, the the videos that I make are going to sort of follow what I'm doing at the time and how I feel. And at the moment I'm really into crochet. It's just like, it's like my therapy. So what I do when I'm stressed, or if I'm just like, if I need to focus on something rather than overthinking things, I just pick up my hook and I just get creating things, which you'll see in a minute. So I just wanted to reflect that in the videos that I'm making. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But obviously some of you might be here for cleaning stuff, which I may do as well. But at the moment, I think I'm just going to pick up the camera as when I feel okay to do so, because I don't want to stress myself out. And it just so happens that I'm really excited for crochet, and I really want to show you guys what I've been doing. So if that isn't your stuff, you know, maybe skip this one. But if it is, grab a cup of tea and we will just get going. I'm just going to talk to you guys basically. We have a sip, restart the camera and make sure it all looks okay. And then I'm going to talk you guys through everything that I've made. Not ever, because I don't think I've got everything that I've ever made, but pretty much everything I've made that I can find that's in my house. I'm going to put pictures on the screen of stuff that I've given to people that I don't have to show you guys. But there's quite a bit, actually. I didn't realise how much I've made, but I'm quite impressed. I like wrote a list down and tried to put it in order of what I made, like when, and there was a lot more than I expected, so I'm quite proud of that. Or a bit concerned. Okay, let's restart the camera and then we'll get going. Let's focus on me, please. I've made a list of everything I've made that I can think of, and I'm just going to work my way through it and show you guys what I've done. So, my crochet addiction, like many people, started in lockdown. I did crochet before then with my auntie, but obviously I wasn't doing it like religiously like I am now. I would just do it when I was at hers, or I don't even remember crocheting that much when before lockdown, because I was very young and obviously didn't get the bug like I have now. So I'm going to start from the beginning, which is what started me off in lockdown, which is this super cozy, Harry Potter inspired, of course, Gryffindor blanket. It's just like a granny square, and I just kept expanding it until it was big enough to sort of cover me. The ends are not weaved in. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm shocked. No, it's fine. It is what it is. I quite like most of my stuff because you can tell it was handmade. I don't, like, obviously if it's perfect, that's like, oh, pretty good, I'm impressed. But I don't strive for perfection. I strive for me liking the items and that kind of thing. So yeah, this is what kicked it off. I found this in a bag and had the yarn and everything in the bag as well. And I think I must have had the hook in there as well, because I wouldn't have had that anywhere else. And I just got going with it, and it was just something nice to do to keep my hands busy while I was watching TV. And I don't remember when I decided I was suddenly going to become addicted to crochet. It just gradually happened. I don't even remember buying my first load of yarn, because this obviously my auntie gave me because I started making it at her house. So I finished that off, and then I must have gone yarn shopping or something, but I really can't remember. It was so long ago, and that whole lockdown period was such a blur for me. So this is what started it all off, and I love it. It's so cozy. I don't actually use it much because I'll show you in a second my favourite blanket. But yeah, that's like, this is like meaningful for me because it started my journey off, and crochet's been really helpful for me with like mental health and stuff. So it was sort of like, oh, thanks. So that's item number one, which, if you're going to start crochet, this is quite a good place to start because it's really easy and it sort of gets you into like holding the hook and yarn and everything. So yeah, it smells old. It smells like it's been in a drawer for months, which it has. So now I'm going to show you my favourite blanket ever. I think it will always be my favourite blanket because this was the first one, like obviously that started me off crocheting in lockdown, and then I finished that quite quickly because it was pretty much done. And then this was my first lockdown project that I started in lockdown. And I love it so much. It's just a blanket. Like I literally just made patches. Woohoo! And then I sewed them all together. And this is just what started me off. I was stuck on blankets for a while, I'm not going to lie, because they're so cozy and they're so easy to make, and you haven't got to think about if they fit. You just keep going until it covers your lap or however big you want it. And like some of these patches aren't even the same shape, but I made it work. Honestly, this is weirdly one of the ones I'm the most proud of. I think because it really started off my passion for crochet, and it's just so meaningful for me. I even tried, where is it? I tried to like, I don't know what it's called, but I think it's like surface crochet or something, basically where you like write text with the crochet hook, which I managed to do an E. I don't know which way around it should be because I can't tell. But it's really bad. It is not good. Like, it's obviously an E. But I stopped. I was going to do my whole name and I thought, I don't like this. So I stopped. But again, that's just like really nice because it reminds me of when I was trying to learn new things, which I promise now I have learned how to do it and I'm much better, sort of. But yeah, that was just like me trying things. I did like a bit of an edging, which seems so like simple now. Now I've done other things, but it's just, yeah. I always have this on my sofa in the living room to snuggle up with because it just means so much to me. So that's item number 2, my favourite item. I'm not gonna lie. I've done a lot of what I think are cool things and that's still my favourite one. So next is, I think it was in lockdown, the Harry Styles cardigan was going around and trending quite a lot. Is it called trending? I think it is. I don't know. I'm not really down with that kind of stuff, like TikTok. I don't do it. But yeah, this one was like really popular, and I used a video which I'll link below because I can't remember what the girl's name is, but she was really good, and she helped me learn a lot on just by making this jumper cardigan. And since doing this, I've sort of created my own pattern, and from this pattern I now create my own cardigans and stuff. I don't sell them or anything, these are just for me because I like wearing them. But this is the Cardi, which I'll put it on. There is holes in it. See, I need to sew that up because, again, I was just learning. So you can see on the inside, I did sew some and I also crocheted some together because I was trying to see like what was the easiest and what was the best way. I think crocheting them together is really good because you don't have to like cut the yarn off and then sew it and then hope there's enough. You can just keep going until you finish that bit, but it is a bit bulky. Perhaps I need to use a smaller hook or something, but it does look kind of cool. I'll show you in another item in a minute how I used that as like an effect for the jumper. But this is, again, I really like this one because it's meaningful, because I just remember trying to like learn everything and, oh my god, this isn't gracious. Gracious? Elegant? Oh, I don't know. It isn't anything. So this jumper, I literally made it to her sizing as well, so it is huge. Like, the sleeves are massive. I'm 5'3", so I'm really quite small, and it's really cozy because it goes like down below my butt. As you can see, it's like quite long, so it is really cozy to sit in. Like, I'll probably just leave this on now and like wear around the house and stuff, and you can style it and it does look cool, to be fair. I mean, I think it looks cool, but it doesn't fit like it should, and I've considered taking a patch off because that's all it needs, is to take a patch off and then it's the right length. But I kind of like that it's still like, it's not perfect, and it reminds me of like where I came from and how not bad I was, but not good. So as you can see, that's like a better length. But I've always left the sleeves like it, and I sew it up as and when they rip because obviously did a bad job. I was thinking about changing the buttons because I literally just had some old coat buttons in my sewing box, and the little yin and yang one. So I was considering now I bought buttons to like change them, but again, it just reminds me of when I made it and this is where I came from, and yeah, so I've just left it as it is. I'm really happy with it. This is what started off my whole cardigan addiction, which you'll see there's quite a few cardigans, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I really like it. It's really cozy. It is one, like a go-to thing for me to wear around the house. Like I wear it all the time, probably the most out of all of this stuff, to be honest. Yeah, so I wear it. Yeah, so I wear it quite a lot, and it is one of my favourites. So I don't plan on, like, I won't make another one like this, I think, because it's perfect in my eyes. I don't know, I'm not one of those frogger people. I don't frog stuff. I guess you could call it frog. I don't really know what the term like really means, but it means, I guess, where you like unpick it all. So I sort of frogged part of one of my other jumpers, like I took it all the way back up to the shoulder, but I would never like just get rid of this because I don't know, I love it. Okay, next one is my sunflower blanket, which took me, I think, 6 months. Like, it took me a very long time. I don't think it would take that long now, but I was still learning, and still quite early on in my crochet days. So I will put a photo here because it's huge and I don't want to get it out of its bag because it is so big. And where I was not very experienced, it is sort of falling apart in places. Like I did a magic circle, which you obviously then pull tight and it's closed for the sunflower bits. And I think I did them wrong because they just keep undoing. So I've put that in a safe place in a bag. I don't use it, which is really sad because it's so pretty and everyone thinks it's really cool. Oh my god, I'm so tired. But yeah, I just don't think, I don't want to get it out and ruin it. I'd rather keep that as like a, I made that, and like in 20 years time I can get it out and be like, damn, that was cool. And I might make a mini version because it was quite cool. Again, I did it a king size, like king size bed size. And yeah, it's quite big, and it's really nice. So if you want a heavy blanket on your bed, for sure make one. But for us, we get quite hot, so it just wasn't something we could keep on the bed, and I didn't want to take it off and on and it risk getting ruined, so we packed it away. Not. Okay, next we have my patch jumper. So this is the first jumper I ever made. Obviously before, like, all I'd done was blankets and then a cardigan, and then I was like, I'm going to try and tackle a jumper, because with a cardigan you can just slip it on and off, whereas a jumper, it has to go over your head and it's got to fit properly, and yeah, it went really well, surprisingly. I think this is better than one I've made more recently, so it is something I'm still learning. But this, I'm so proud of it. I love it. It's my little, and it looks huge, but it's not when I put it on. But this is basically the same as this, but in a jumper form. So I just made loads of squares and sewed them all together and just sort of held it up against my body. I didn't use a pattern or anything, I just sort of made it up. But I'm really proud of this one. As you can see, so it's like reversible, but I only wear it this way because I really like the effect. But this is me crocheting it together. As you can see, leaves like this pattern, and then if you look on the inside, it's got like a grid, which is how I intended on it looking. Like I was going to wear it like this, and then when I did crochet it together, I was like, I actually prefer the dashes. I think they look really cool, effective, and like they don't take over the jumper so much. It's a bit more subtle than the lines. But with this one, I didn't do a crew neck, I just sort of did a boat neck, so it opens up, which I'm not a huge fan of because it shows your bra straps, but a lot of people love them. I sometimes put it to the side to make it look a little bit better. But I really wanted to try and do a crew neck, so that was like my next challenge was, okay, I've done a jumper, now I need to work on the neck part, which is really difficult. So there, this is this one. I'm getting good at cuffs and edging. Oh, and edging. Again, it taught me a lot, this one, and I wear it quite often. It's really thick and warm. And then the next one is my rainbow Cardi, which everyone is obsessed with. Like, I've never had so many compliments on an item of clothing. But it is this cardigan, which I actually have I guess a pattern. I don't know. I filmed how I make it, how I made it, and I'll link that up there somewhere and in the description below if you want to try it out, because it came from this one and then I like created a pattern like that. I don't know. This it's my own pattern, but based off of this woman's like method, I suppose. But yeah, it's really cute. I did cuffs, but they are a bit loose, so they're not like the other ones were much better. They were tighter, which I prefer, but this one's sort of just, it doesn't bring them in at all, so I often roll them up. Another thing that I did wrong was I wasn't sewing my ends in. I was just tying them off and then cutting them, which just then looks naff, and it causes problems in the long run, because like if I want to roll my sleeves up, I've got little bits sticking out, which I don't like, and it bothers me now. I'm a bit of a snob now. I used to be like, oh, it's homemade, and now I'm like, ends need to go in. Nope, nope. Oh, I also bought buttons. Does my hair look funky? Sorry. Yeah, I bought buttons. I bought like a rainbow buttons, just loads of different colours, specifically for this jumper. And now I've got a stash of buttons, so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, there you go. This is my rainbow cardigan, which you can find the link of how to make it down below. But yeah, I'm really happy with that one. Everyone really likes it. So much so that my friend asked for one. And I was like, yeah, why not? Okay, it's a challenge. I like a challenge. So I made her one, and I'll put a photo of that here, of her in it. That's Liv. And she said she likes it. I hope she does. But again, I made that a little bit smaller because mine was a bit longer, so she wanted it a little bit cropped. So that was really cool to try and figure out how to like make it fit her better, because that's quite a challenge. And I also made one for my nan, which is pretty much exactly the same as my one, and I'll put a photo there. Again, my nan's a bit smaller than me, so I cropped it, made the sleeves shorter, and I think that's it. Yeah, apart from that, I think it's exactly the same. Right, what have we got next? Ooh, okay. So it was one of my friend's hen do's this year in summer, and it was festival themed. I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to wear? Suddenly panicked, and then like the day before I was like, I'm going to crochet myself something. Why not? Don't know why I decided that the day before, or it was a couple days before. So I did this, which is a little bralette, I think it's called. But again, I found a video online, which I'll link below, which was really easy to follow. And I just changed the colours up a little bit. And I think I had to make it a lot bigger. And then of course I was like, what's a festival without a bucket hat? So I made a bucket hat. Oh, this is a good thumbnail. But the bucket hat I wear all summer for all occasions, and I love it so much. It was the first bucket hat I ever made. I really want to make a Shrek bucket hat, which I found a video tutorial for. So I need to get around to doing that because that'd be really cool. So that's my only top. Like usually I just make jumpers and cardigans and stuff, so this was new for me. So yeah, I loved it, and everyone else went for festival glam, and I was like, oh my god, I look like an idiot. Oh my god, I'm the only one wearing rainbows. But like they were really nice, and they said how cool they thought it was, so I felt a bit better. But yeah, I guess my idea of festivals is a bit different from most people. I also made a bucket hat for my friend, Amy Lee. Hi, I don't think you watch, but if you do. And it's basically the same as this, but black. I think it was YouTube I used for this one, so if I can find a link for the video I used for this, I'll put it back down below. But yeah, really cool, and I want to make some more of these. Next, I made a baby blanket for one of our friends, well, two of our friends who just had a baby. I actually made it when they found out what the gender was, before he was actually born, and then we haven't seen them because they live up north. So we're going to give it to them at their wedding next month. So yeah, we're going to give them that, and I'll put a photo here, which I was really happy with it. Again, I just went back to like the granny square blanket that I'm used to and tried to make it some like blues, greys, that kind of thing, and it turned out really cute. Big jumper. Okay, this was really fun to make, but a challenge, and didn't turn out correct. So this is my big jumper, and I used, like, I doubled up my yarn, so I found colours that sort of went together but weren't the same, because I wanted to create this like speckledy effect that I saw on Instagram. And then I also wanted to try crew neck, which sort of worked, but it didn't because it was too big, because I really didn't realise how small you need to make the crew neck for it, because then it stretches. So I did it really big, which is fine. Like, I put a photo of me wearing it here because it's easier to see, but it's just not perfect. And I did these, which again weren't perfect. This was my first time, well, first off I had to do like increases and decreases, and that was the first time I've ever done that. And then I had to make these sleeves in a round, which I will never do again. That was horrible, because as you can see they're lumpy. Oh, I say I'll never do it again. I did it again, but I'll never do it again now, I promise. But yeah, they're all lumpy, whereas usually I make a rectangle and then I sew it together, and then you've got like the perfect size, and then the ribbing cuffs brings it tapered in, which I will stick to that because I just can't hack it. It just doesn't work in my brain. But I did it, and it fits, and it's comfy. It's a bit weird shaped off, but on it just sort of sits down like that. It's quite thick, really hot, really nice though, nice to wear with a dress. And I really liked my like exploration of using different colours and also doubling up, so using 2 different yarns at the same time with a bigger hook. So yeah, this for me was just like a bit outside the box, and just sort of pushing myself to learn new techniques and stuff, which was fun but challenging. But I'm really happy with the result. I love this jumper. I think it's really cool, really unique, and no one else has got it, so that's a win. And now we've got Jack's Cardi. So I made Jack one. Oh, still got a stitch marker in it. Oops. They're just everywhere, these stitch markers. So the same as my cardigan, I made one for my partner. He is huge compared to me, so he's 6'1" or 6'2", and I'm 5'3". So this was a challenge in itself because I didn't realise how big I was going to have to make it, but it is huge. And we took this on holiday, and I made it partly on holiday, so that's a really cute memory. And yeah, I just smashed it. Like, I did a really good job. I think it might be a little bit too small, so I've been considering making, like, unpicking this, putting a blue panel in to like give him a bit more width, because he's bigger than I thought. Like, I did measure him and everything, and I thought, oh, mine always come up big. I'm gonna like minus a few centimeters, and I regretted that. I'm not. It was, yeah. It wasn't a good decision. That's my, what is it? Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat. Joseph? Jacob. But that one. Yeah, I love it. I think it's really cool. But it's massive on me, so it's like a dressing gown. What else? We have got, oh, my autumnal cushions, which I will put boom, 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 boom. That's fun. I made some autumnal cushions. I've still got one that I need to sew up, which now it's more like Christmas time soon because it's middle of November. But I'm going to do it. It's downstairs, and I'm going to do it after Christmas probably. But yeah, I'm really proud of these. They came out so much better than I was expecting. I didn't really have a plan. I just knew I wanted to do them all slightly different and also try some new techniques and stuff. So I bought some plain cushion covers off of like eBay or something, and I knew they were good quality ones because I'd bought them before, and they're like a good thick base. And then I just sewed on my crochet square, and then you can zip them off, wash them, that kind of thing. So I'm really happy with that. Oh, my woolly hat. So I made one woolly hat for me. Alright. Yeah, so I made myself a woolly hat with, I think I got it from like B&M or the range or something, but it was really thick and fluffy, and I bought a pom-pom maker, so I made a pom-pom. And then I made Jack one, which is just this one, which I'm waiting to do his pom-pom because he wanted a smaller pom-pom. But yeah, I was quite impressed with those. They didn't take me long. They took me like maybe a Harry Potter movie, maybe just over a Harry Potter movie. But they're really cosy and going to be perfect for the winter. And they sort of match, but they don't match. Oh gosh, my hair. I think I'll make some more. I got some, where is it? I got a pink version of the yarn from, I think that's B&M, from B&M. It's really smushy. and that's like a pinky colour, so I really like that. So I might make another one with that. Oh, where have my socks gone? Oh yeah, okay. So the next one that I've made is, and I'm very impressed with these, is some little socks. I say little socks, they're just human-sized socks. Aren't they cool? I thought that, like, I'm quite impressed. The only thing is they have, like, they were a bit tighter and they've loosened up how, like, when I've worn them. So I'm thinking of putting a bit of elastic in the tops of them just to keep them from slipping down. But they're so cozy. They're not itchy at all. I thought they'd be itchy. And I've got some more yarn, so I might make my boyfriend and dad a pair for Christmas. They might have heard that. Yeah, but they're really cool. Oh no, their feet are so big. I might make them. I don't know. Really happy with them. They're so cozy and the colours are so cute. And last but not least is my autumnal jumper, which I absolutely love. Again, I went for a crew neck, ended up being like a what's this called? Turtleneck. But I don't really like turtlenecks, so I roll it down and wear it like that. I'll put a photo of me wearing it properly at the side. But yeah, I was really happy with that. I did run out of yarn, which was really heartbreaking because I just sort of used what was in my stash. And I had this, I think it was this one, it's like a brownie red. And then I ran out on the sleeves, so I had to just go to like the other colours. But I don't think it's too noticeable. I also had the problem that this brownie red is a bit thicker than the rest of them. And also that I had to buy more yellow, and that's thicker than the previous yellow. So on the sleeves, I was making it in the round. I'll put the link below. I think this was like, not Cardi B, Erin B, who I'll link below. And it was a really easy video to follow, but I just struggled doing it in the round for some reason. So I think I'd make this again. The body was really easy, and then I think I'd like just sew on the sleeves. I think I'd make the sleeves separately. Yeah, like I'm really happy with it. I was considering doing like a ribbon at the bottom to bring it in a bit, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out, so I don't think I'm going to bother. But yeah, that was my last thing that I've made so far, ever, I guess. I'm sure I've forgotten some things, so if I've forgotten anything, I'll quickly put some pictures on the screen, but hopefully I haven't. And then I'll just tell you guys what I'm making at the moment, which I was going to bring up, but I must have forgotten. But I'm making a Christmas cardigan because we've got a Christmas jumper competition at work, and I wanted to make myself a cardigan anyway. I thought, might as well make it for this competition, and hopefully I win. I won last year with this monstrosity, which I actually love, but I think I had to pin it in the end because I just used double-sided sticky tape to attach the tinsel. And I did start off with a glue gun, and then I ran out of glue, and then the new glue didn't fit the gun, and it was just heartbreaking. So I may recreate that this year if I can find a glue gun that fits the glue and stuff. But yeah, that was really cool. I enjoyed that. So I thought, well, I'm doing crochet anyway, I might as well make myself a jumper. And so I'll put a picture of like my progress at the moment with that, because it's like a patchwork jumper, well, cardigan. And when I'm like doing that, I've really push myself to like do new techniques and stuff. Like I said, I've done like the writing, like I really don't know what it's called. I'll Google it and then I'll put the whatever it's called there, but like where you write on top of the crochet patch with crochet. So I've done that. I've done like creating ornaments and then attaching them. So yeah, I've just been enjoying this one to really push myself and just learn different techniques and stuff. So yeah, and that's me for now. I'll probably, like, I'm not going to say I'm going to film every week or anything because I'm just tired and sometimes I don't want to film. So I will film when I feel like it and post when I feel like it. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and like let me know down below if you do like the crochet stuff, because I like talking about it. So why not make more? But yeah, and any like video ideas, of course, put them down below as well. And if you do like it, make sure you subscribe, do the likey thing and all of that stuff. Okay, right, I will see you guys whenever I see you.